Welcome, everyone, to the Dr. Blue Duck podcast. Now, I want to say this right now. If you are a gamer dad, be cautious if you're going to play a lot of games in VR. And I'm going to tell you why right now. And it's pretty important. So I want to go ahead and tell you my kind of gaming VR testimony. It happened some years ago during the great pandemic in 2020. You see, we were all locked at home, and one of my neighbors, probably about a year after the pandemic, we were still kind of, locked at home, kind of here in California. And he told me that he has this gaming headset that he really enjoys. He let me borrow his Quest for about a couple days. I walked into my gaming studio and I put it on. And for the very first time, I experienced moving around and interacting in a 3D environment and gaming in three full dimensions and virtual reality. And it was a kind of like an amazing first moments. You're just like looking around in awe of everything. And I quickly came to a game called Population 1, which is kind of like Fortnite's in VR. Now, if you're new to VR, you have to have a modest expectation of the graphics. The graphics are not going to be anything near console or PC gaming, but the virtual reality 3D immersive environment makes up for it. So if you're just watching some YouTube videos on some VR games, you might be thinking, hey, this does not look that great. But when you actually experience it and are able to look around and you're completely in a virtual reality 3D immersive world, it's a really neat experience. Now, Population 1 is a neat game. You have the Battle Royale mode, and you also have the multiplayer mode. So depending on what you prefer, if you're more of like a Call of Duty, Black Ops 6 gamer, or if you're more of a Fortnite Battle Royale gamer, it's kind of all there for you. You get to choose what mode you want to. And there's even a creative mode too, where you can create your own worlds and your own maps. So anyways, I'm there. I went out and bought my own Quest at that time because it was so amazing. And I'm in my gaming studio, which has these nice two windows so I can still see what's going on in the rest of my house. And I'm playing away, I'm like aiming away. And this really filled a need for me because after the pandemic, the place that I used to go and play laser tag, it actually shut down. It did not survive the pandemic. So I lost my local place to go play laser tag. Now, there's always a few little like cheesy laser tag places in a town, but my legit serious laser tag facility closed down and I didn't have a way to play laser tag anymore. So yes, there's video games, but being in a 3D virtual reality immersive environment, I really felt like I was playing laser tag, but I didn't have to leave my home, which is great because at the beginning of the pandemic, we had our first son. So it's kind of hard to leave and go play laser tag when you have a toddler at the time. So I got to fill that need in my gaming studio playing Population 1 on the Quest, the Meta Quest. So, but this is my warning for you gaming dads out there. When one of the great things about wearing and the headset and being involved in VR gaming is that it completely places you in a different world. One of the bad things about VR gaming is it completely places you in another world. So where you're playing on your handheld or on your console or TV, you're quickly able to glance around and see what's going on. You can interact with your kids. You can talk to your wife while you're playing. But when you're in a 3D environment with that headset on, here's my headset right here. When you're wearing that headset, it completely blocks out everything. And this is something I did not notice until my wife told me, and I felt super bad. And that's why I'm warning all of you gaming dads out there, those VR gaming dads. I'm here playing some Population 1, and I did not know this, but my toddler son was outside my gaming studio and he's just waving away and just standing there waving away. And he is so confused because he does not understand why daddy is completely ignoring him. He doesn't understand that I can't see through my headsets, and he just thinks I'm just completely neglecting him and ignoring him. And he's just standing there heartbroken. So my wife was one who told me how bummed out he looked and how it looked like I was ignoring him. So I want to say to the gaming dads out there, if you are playing with little kids around, be careful that they don't think that you are neglecting them or that you are purposely ignoring them. So a great time to play is maybe when they go to bed or during their nap time or when they're busy doing something else. And one thing good about the Quest is the battery doesn't last forever. So it kind of encourages you to have more of a responsible gaming time. So you're not going to play it for like 6 hours or anything like that, because of course the battery is going to die. So if you are new to VR gaming, I prefer playing on the Quest 3. Population 1 is still my favorite game. Some other fun games I messed around with includes Contractors, kind of similar. After the Fall, Resident Evil 4. Now that game will get your heart going. It's a crazy horror game. It's just like the other Resident Evil 4, but being in an immersive 3D world really spooks you. Drop Dead's a fun one. Dungeons of Eternity. And there's some mini games too on Horizon Worlds, which are kind of fun just to pop in and play. Nothing super serious. But for me, I think I would say that still my number one favorite game on playing on the Meta Quest 3 is Population 1. I always try to experiment and go with another game here and there, but I'm always pulled back to Population 1. It has, to me, the best community. Of course, like with any VR game, you're going to have the screechers or screamers, as they call them, which are like the 10-year-old kids that took their parents' Quest and are just screaming and cussing and just being obnoxious. But you can easily just block them in the game and then just play with some adults. And then some of them have some pretty interesting stories, and some of them are very kind and have some very nice things to say. And I've had multiple older people than me playing on there, and they're giving me tips and showing me how to play the game better. And one time there was this older man. You could just tell he was an older man because his voice, but he was trying to be so nice, and he was giving me these tips. And I've been playing for a while, and he was really good. He probably was retired and just stayed home and played Population 1 in VR all day long. But he wasn't trying to be mean, and he said, "Wow," and he goes, "So are you pretty new to this game? Is this your first time playing?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah. I felt so embarrassed. I didn't want to tell him that I've been playing for a while. And that's how bad I am at video games. But I kind of take pride in being bad at video games because it means that I'm not making them the focus of my life. It's just a quick little restful hobby to do, to rest my mind, to re-energize myself after a long day of work. And then I can step back into the regular real world and then hopefully be a better husband, be a better dad, for my family. So that's my warning or caution for you guys out there. If you gaming dads out there, if you are playing with your headset on and VR, be cautious because you don't know what's going on around you, and you don't want your little kids, your little toddler, to think that you're neglecting them. Okay, we'll catch you guys next time at the Dr. Blue Duck Podcast.